If you wander through the neighborhoods of Tokyo, you will eventually stumble across streets that look exactly like this. This is Yanaka Ginza, a retro shopping corridor known for a nostalgic, community-driven atmosphere. Across Japan, hundreds of local shopping arcades have adopted the name Ginza. They use the title as a shorthand to signal a thriving, merchant-friendly hub where neighbors gather. But this widespread tribute raises an immediate question about the original namesake, because the actual Ginza, located in central Tokyo, is a canyon of soaring glass and steel. It is a district dominated by international luxury flagships and corporate headquarters. Looking at the immense scale of the architecture, it is easy to wonder if the original district traded its local soul for global commercialism. To answer that, we have to engage in a century-old cultural tradition known as ginbara, the art of aimlessly strolling through the neighborhood. Pacing the streets on foot allows visitors to look past the imposing facades and the high price tags in the windows. This practice of unhurried observation took hold long before the skyscrapers arrived, dating back to a time when pedestrians shared the avenues with early streetcars. True engagement with the district happens out here on the pavement, observing the rhythm of the city rather than swiping a credit card. The city actually engineers this walking experience through an urban planning policy called Hokosha Kengoku, which translates to pedestrian paradise. Every weekend, Chuo Dori, the main multi-lane traffic artery running through the center of the district, is entirely blocked off to all vehicles. This decades-old tradition reclaims the asphalt for the people, filling the broad avenue with shoppers, strollers, and cafe seating. Removing the constant hum and threat of vehicular traffic drops the psychological pace of the neighborhood. People slow down. They linger. The policy temporarily suspends the area's role as a high-speed transit corridor, converting it into a massive, open-air public sanctuary. That slower pace makes it possible to leave the main avenue and investigate the narrow side streets where specialized crafts survive. Along the district's edges, culinary artisans maintain exacting standards, flipping sweet tamagoyaki omelets in traditional rectangular pans, just as they have for generations. This dedication to craft also extends vertically. Above the ground-level boutiques, historic multi-story shops like Itoya dedicate entire floors to specialized tools and stationery. Here, the focus is entirely on delicate manual skills, preserving the precision cutting and folding required for fine washing paper. The foundation of the local economy relies heavily on this quiet, multi-generational pursuit of handmade perfection, operating entirely independent of mass-market luxury. At the center of this cultural preservation is the Kabukiza Theater, the living epicenter for traditional performing arts in Tokyo. The venue maintains strict old-world etiquette. For afternoon matinees, local patrons arrive dressed in formal kimonos, bringing historical dress out into the modern streets. The grand theatrical energy of these performances finds its counterweight in the hushed environments of local tea houses and wagashi shops hidden nearby. These quiet spaces offer an intimate retreat, centering on the slow, deliberate preparation of a single perfect beverage. A successful ginbara requires seeking out these exact interludes to ground the senses against the dense, fast-moving metropolis outside. The roots of this specific local character stretch back to the year 1612, when the district was named Ginza, a word that translates literally to silver mint. Throughout the Edo period, this land operated as the shogunate's financial hub, the exact location where physical silver coins were struck and distributed. Following a devastating fire in 1872, the Meiji government rebuilt the area in fireproof brick, jump-starting its evolution into a modern retail destination. While the government ceased coining physical silver here long ago, the district has retained its role as a generator of value. The commodity has simply changed. Today, the process of minting wealth in Ginza means sustaining its cultural heritage, preserving its culinary arts, and maintaining a high standard of Japanese hospitality. As dusk settles and the shopping hours conclude, the central Wako clock tower chimes to signal the neighborhood's evening transition. Activity shifts toward the perimeter, where glowing lanterns illuminate historic izakayas tucked directly beneath the elevated brick arches of the train tracks. A dense vertical stack of nightlife takes over the narrow alleys, with hundreds of tiny bars and clubs operating shoulder to shoulder just steps away from the empty retail avenues. A warm, inviting atmosphere fills these narrow backstreets, effortlessly extending the neighborhood's famous hospitality deep into the late hours of the night. Experiencing Tokyo's most glamorous district requires no extravagant spending. It demands only an afternoon, a pair of walking shoes, and the willingness to look closely at what surrounds you.